Now I want to talk about something that I do have a lot of experience in. I've been seeing it on the news lately. It's about the trades. Yeah, we're not going to talk about borders and tariffs and trade wars. We're going to talk about the trades. I saw someone on the news talking about how there's a depletion of technicians just across most industries and how it caught him by surprise. Are you fucking stupid? This has been happening forever. All right. I was born in 1991. I graduated high school in 2009. In 2006, I already knew things were fucked. The one thing that kept appearing to me in life was that even then, all these my peers were going to college, getting degrees, and they were still unemployed. And this was like 2006, 2007, and I was still in high school, but you're always looking for like, oh, where am I going to go to school? What career am I going to choose? So you look into these things and you see which ones pay out the most, which ones have the most like sustainability. There was nothing. I came to the conclusion early, and I'm sure a lot more did, a lot more people, that skills pay the bills. My industry, my trade is restoration, like broadly speaking. For the last 7 years, I've focused that talent primarily on furniture restoration, just because, think about the market. Everybody has furniture in their house. Everybody has damaged furniture. Everybody's going to want to have it fixed, or they'll buy new. But job security. The reason I bring that up is because that particular trade was kind of a behind the scenes trade back in the day. Nobody ever knew that people restored furniture unless you went to some, like, I don't know, small town and you saw some craftspeople, like an Amish country, for example. You never really thought of that as a profession in like a city. It is. I fell into it on accident. After I got home from the Air Force, I got a job at a furniture repair store. No, not a furniture repair store, a furniture store. Local family. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'll give them a shout out. Gustafson's Furniture and Mattress in Rockford, Illinois. They were pretty decent. So I just worked there as basically a grunt for a while, delivering furniture, handling the warehouse, and then I noticed all the stuff was getting broken. So went in, transitioned, told them, hey, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Wowed them. They gave me my own little shop in the basement of the furniture store, and I started fixing things as their shop manager. It was kind of cool. Just happened. While doing that, and kind of just, fake it till you make it type of thing, because I never fucked with furniture before, but everything else I restored. This is the point. I started to notice that all the people around me who even fix furniture, because they would outsource some work sometimes to a local, like a small rundown shop in the middle of Rockford, and those guys that would come through were older men about to retire. Some of them would bring their older kids with them, but they didn't really look like craftspeople, like they were interested. It was just a steady check. It was these people that I was drawn to, the older generation, the old timers. I just happen to have a knack for art, and this is really appealing to that generation. If you're creative, that's how you can get a craftsperson to actually teach you their trade secrets. You have to be able to respect the art. And it sounds like some Karate Kid shit, but truly, that Karate Kid childlike mentality of always wanting to learn is what appealed to these trade masters. So I went around Rockford and later on across the entire eastern half of the country. So from Illinois all the way down to Tennessee to Alabama. I did some work over in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, trained over in Ohio, met some other people in Georgia. Didn't train in Florida, but I got a lot of friends that do this stuff out in Florida, and we kind of like right back and forth. I looked for these old people, these older guys and women in every trade. Another thing that I noticed about these particular people is they like to be specialists, and I'm not sure what happened to them during the course of their tenure as a craftsperson, but for example, let me bring you into my industry. You have a table that needs refinished. Well, you can't just send it to anybody. You got to send it to a wood specialist. Oh, your sofa, it's torn. You need to get it reupholstered. Well, that wood refinishing guy doesn't do upholstery, so you got to send it to another guy. Oh, you want that leather repaired? Well, that's cool, but all I've got is a vinyl repair guy. You see where I'm going with this? So each and every one of these people that I met were masters of their trade, but none of them were all encompassing. And I knew instantly that was my market. So with furniture repair and restoration, I said, you know what? I'm still friends with these people. It's not like I burned them or some shit, like some of those piece of shits out there in the world. Cobra Kai bastards. Anyways, yeah, so I actually took this to heart and I learned everything that I could because I felt, and everybody laughed. I also have a passion for languages. So 4 languages I speak, 5 broken, no, 4. When I started learning Russian, for example, this was in early 2007. It was so random. I had a dream that it would become valuable. So I started dabbling. Everybody laughed at me. You know, a Puerto Rican kid in Chicago learning Russian. They're like, man, you're better off learning French. So I took some French too. But I never fucking forgot Russian. And it was just things like that that kind of stood out. And despite people laughing, despite people being like, oh, I'm just going to go to college and become a nurse, or I'm going to go and just get a generic degree in business. These people who had all the confidence in the world didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They were just getting hustled by admissions at that university or college campus. It's a business. And anyways, that's a long ramble. But all I wanted to say is no shit. Skills pay the bills, and you should focus on that. If you're a younger person right now, man or woman, I'm teaching my daughter the trades.